First of all, there is no like stopping. When you own a business, it's 24/7. It is your life. Like for me, I like it that way.
But it's kind of like an experiment with your kid because, I don't know how to be a dad when my daughter's 7,
Yep.
So we're going to find out how it turns out when she's 20, or whatever.
Are you going to sit around and cry all day, or are you actually just going to get up and do something about it?
That's
Instead of always just thinking to yourself, like, I'm the victim, like, I need help. No, like, I'm going to help myself and not have that victim mentality.
Yeah. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Totem Podcast. Today with us, of course, we got Erick with us.
How's it going? Yeah, I'm your co-host, Erick. Before we get started, guys, just remember that we're on all the podcast platforms. So if you could just make sure to go on there, give us a like, give us a subscribe, a follow, a review, or a comment on there. We'd really appreciate it. If you guys like the guest we have on today, just make sure you give it a thumbs up and to just share it with one other person. But yeah, guys, welcome to the Totem Podcast, where an act of rebellion is to question.
Cool. So we got a very important guest today. It's the woman empowerment movement that we love. So she's the owner, founder of Liberty Communications. She was the 2021 Woman of the Channel. So Cyna Milinazzo, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for making the
long drive
this way. But
so for people who don't really know who you are, could you just give like a little quick spiel about like who you are and what you do?
Okay, I'm Cyna Milinazzo, and I'm the CEO, one of the owners of Liberty Communications. I have over 35 years experience in the industry, and I have, personally, I have 4 kids, I have 4 grandkids, and I love my life. I care for my mom. She lives with me, so I'm a caregiver for quite a few people.
How is that all aligned with the chaos, just the personal life to the business? How do you handle all that?
So I kind of live at my office because I'm always there taking care of people, but everyone takes care of themselves. The only one is my mom, and my daughter helps me out with her, so there's really no chaos. The only chaos is when I'm fighting with the providers for my customers. That's the chaos in my life.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm sure it's like how it, like with any other like founders of businesses, like living at the office is a pretty normal thing to do.
Yep, it's my safe place. I love it there.
So Liberty Communications, tell us a little bit about that, like what all you guys do, what all you guys offer, stuff like that.
Yep. So we're a full service where we'll look at the internet for our customers, acquire it for them. If they're in contract with someone like Comcast or CenturyLink, we'll go to loyalty for them and try to reduce their invoice from them, and that's pretty successful for us. And then we install the phone system, usually voice over IP or cloud hosted systems. They're all the same thing. And then we do the inside wiring, the cabling. We have a crew of our own that does it. We don't subcontract it out. And then we do ongoing support.
So like how, just to help us and like the audience get an idea, how big is your company? Like how many employees about do you have and stuff like that? Because if you guys do everything, like you don't contract it out, you guys have to have.
That's right. There's 10 of us.
Okay.
So we all have multiple hats to wear. And we're not a large company, but we do a lot of business. So this past year we did 1.7. So
okay.
We're not huge, but we take care of the customers that we do have.
So it seems like you're saying like it's a small company, but it's like a full service kind of like for a business.
That's right.
How is that like offering like a full service thing, but not being like a big company? Is that like difficult for you to do, and like for maybe like customers like when they come or when you like present this like to them, like are they more hesitant or how's that?
Sometimes they are. They'll want to go to like the bigger companies. I had one customer who I was competing against Verizon, and Verizon's a pretty big company, right? Mm-hmm. So they went with Verizon because of the price and because they thought that they would get better service from them. They ended up coming back to us, and that happens quite often, where they come back to us.
Yeah, because usually something like that, I think like Verizon, you have something going on, we're like, all right, give us hold, they'll put you on hold, and no one's probably gonna, you can be on there for a while, and it's the customer service, I think.
So what happens to them with Verizon is they will call in to support. Support for business closes at 5. You go to a call center that's out of the country, and you don't have anyone who knows you. We know our customers by name. And there's a lot of them, and we know them by name. So
That's great. Oh, that's great.
Is that like why you guys like trying to just focus so much like on your principles, like integrity, your honesty, your fairness, and like just serving your client like in their best interest?
Yep, or it's giver's gain, just like our networking groups, BNI. It's giver's gain. You give enough people what they want, you will get what you want.
So I kind of wanted to ask you about, you're saying your employees, they have to wear multiple hats.
Mm-hmm.
How important do you think that is for like a business, or to you for your employees to know all that? Because we have a thing with Eric. We're saying like, I don't have to be, because Eric's he's the video guy, the editor and stuff, with the main guy with all the production stuff. But I still tell him I want to have an idea. Mm-hmm. I feel like I need to have an idea of how to be able to do it, to better understand or be able to assist him. So how important do you think that is for like what you guys do?
Having multiple hats?
Yeah.
Well, when I started in the industry, I was accounting. I'm schooled in accounting, and that's pretty boring to me. And so I started to learn how to do sales. Customers would call in, and they didn't know, there was no one there to help them. So I started learning about the products and reading brochures, and then taking that to the next level of learning programming, because customers would call in and they'd want to have something changed, and I didn't want them to wait. So I learned that piece. And then the sales piece is the last part. Sales piece, that's the hardest part, I think, for me, because I'm a little bit shy. But all of my employees, they know from beginning to end. They know how to go on a sales call. They know how to do programming, talk to the customers, everything. They know how to do it. They know how to call the providers like I do.
So do you have like an onboard training kind of when they start off, or they kind of?
It's kind of throw you in the deep end. And
watch you struggle a little bit.
I wish that I had one of those, but we're a smaller company, so it's not so structured. You don't have a cubicle and you only do one thing. You do lots of things, so it's a long process of training. But I feel like all the 10 people that we have right now are the best of the best. Like, I wouldn't give not one of them up.
I mean, one of the best ways to get experience is just throw them in the deep end and see how well they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's funny that how you say you started out in accounting and that you thought it was boring.
Yep.
Because I had a similar experience when I went off to college. I started with just business in general because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and then I was like, oh, accounting might sound interesting. Took one accounting class, and that was the worst time of my life because it's just so boring. It's not because I was bad at it.
Yeah.
It's just boring.
Yep.
And then I kind of went from there. And I just took a couple other classes, just experimenting with other things. But how did you get started off in like IT and
telecom?
And telecom and all this stuff.
So my brother, he started a company in telecom way back when, like in 1985. And I was his secretary. I worked part-time while I went to college for accounting. And then he got into business with another brother of mine. And so there were 3 brothers, and then I came on as a business partner. So 4 of us, and I learned through that. And then I broke off and did my own, and everyone broke off and did their own telecom company. So now I do Liberty Communications with my husband.
Okay, so are they still running, like your brothers, those businesses
Yeah.
still? Here in Colorado?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And how does that work? I guess the competition.
Little friendly competition.
It's friendly. It's friendly, yeah. No, but I don't really run into them that much. Once in a while, I will.
Are they all like in the Denver kind of metros area, or
Yeah.
were they? Okay.
So one of them, he doesn't really participate anymore. He's a deacon. He became a deacon in Thornton, for church in Thornton.
Okay.
And then the youngest one, he does real estate now. So he's doing his own thing. But the middle one, he's younger than I am. He has his own company, and he does quite well for himself. So, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting because, like me, Eric knows I'm really, really competitive, like with stuff.
Yep.
So it's like either you're gonna join me or you're gonna watch me.
Yep. Yep. I think I was told that one time.
Yeah.
Yep. If you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am.
Yeah.
Like now, I'm gonna stay up all night trying to learn or figure it out, but watch.
And did you like have to go to? Because I don't really know. Like, did you have to like go to school for quite a while to be able to learn all this stuff, or is it just kind of like learning on your own?
It's learning by fire. Yep. You just
Okay.
learn it as you go along. But there is some training you have to take. Like, I'm certified in all the products that we sell. So the manufacturer will provide that training for you.
How's that? If you don't mind me asking, I ask because I have kids. But how's that learning experience? Like you saying, you just under the fire, So, do you tell your kids like, hey, you should go to college, or how's that conversation like?
So I did say, you're going to be an orthodontist and you're going to be this. I did say that, but it's whatever they want to do. And 2 of my kids work with me.
Okay.
So one of them runs the cabling department and the other one is in accounting. She likes that more than I do.
There you go.
But she grew up under my desk, like when I worked in construction prior. And she would sit under my desk while I was at work and color and listen to my phone calls. So she knows how to answer the phones. And then she moved to, the telecom side with me. So
It's kind of like they're around you, so like subconsciously, like whatever they were picking up as they were coloring or whatever. Because I see the same thing with him and his kids. That they'll just be like just playing around like the office and everything, but like whatever they do pick up is just they're picking it up without even realizing.
you don't even know they're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing for me is like, sounds kind of weird. They're probably gonna get mad, but it's kind of like an experiment with your kid because I mean I don't know how to be a dad when my daughter's 7,
Yep.
So we're gonna find out how it turns out when she's 20, or whatever. But it's like if I'm reading a book, I'll have her here and she'll be like, I'm bored. I'll be like, oh, there's a couple books. Yeah, she has a whole bookshelf. Like, go grab a book while I'm reading. We're both gonna read it, then we can do something after. And then sometimes she'll be like, all right, she'll do it. Or if I'm working out, because I have a gym right here next in the other room, I'll be like, all right, she has like her 1 pound dumbbells. I'll be like, all right, okay, do something, just to be active. So I think subconsciously it does change. But then how important do you think it's for the parents, Because the parents are like, oh yeah, you can do whatever you want. Like, when you're small, everybody tells you can do whatever you want, and then you get older, you're like, hey, wait, kind of calm down a little bit,
Yep.
So how important do you think that is, like for the kids, like to see that, like I guess as a role model or you doing something?
Yep. I think we all have our different paths in life and different goals. We're all disadvantaged. Nobody knows how to be a parent before they're a parent. Nobody knows how to run a business before they run a business. All the schooling and training that you take just doesn't prepare you for it because everything changes daily. Each kid is different. Each business is different. So I just take it as it comes. Don't try to overthink it. Yeah, that's about it.
When you first kind of started your own company, how did you start? Did you just start offering like one service and then kind of build out from there as you got like
Yep.
more employees?
Yep, I had my husband. He's my partner, and so he's a master electrician. So he started out with the cabling part, and I was at my brother's company with being a partner there, and I subbed out all the cabling part to him. So he quit his job, and he did all the cabling. We got a couple employees, and then when I left the business with my family, then I brought telecom.
And then like you just like slowly started like building out from there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Had 1 employee, then went to 2, then I came on board, and then we just kept on adding. And we've had, people have come and gone in our company. We have let some people go. That's the hardest thing ever, is to let people go. So as you advance, if you bring on employees, you'll see that as well, because you want to love everyone that comes to your company.
How important is that though, to be able to, I guess, like consciously be like, I need to fire this person because they're not cutting it?
Believe me, that's really hard. You get attached to them and they have an issue usually maybe it's drugs or alcohol, and you keep them on for way too long when you're starting out. And then as you grow and mature as a business leader, you that window starts slimming down. It's no longer 2 years I'm going to babysit this and try to help, because you can't help anyone who doesn't want help. They have to help themselves. So I had to learn that the hard way through a couple of employees, like 2 years of holding my business back.
And when did you feel like it was that time where you're just like, I need to start hiring? Were you guys just like completely busy working all day, booked out? Or when did you like, hey, we need to start hiring?
That's a funny question, because we still work all day and all night.
And you have 10.
And we have 10.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. I'm not really sure how we decided that. It just happens naturally. Like, okay, we're going to need somebody else to pull some cable, because we can't just have one person doing it. So then you hire someone else. And that person can do multiple things, like they can program, and they like sales. So, we can use them in multiple ways to keep them happy.
When you say, I mean, you kind of skimmed over it, but when you say, like, we just decided to hire, I mean, because I have my wife, how do you know, like, who's in charge of what? Because I feel like there has to be, yes, your partners, but there has to be one person steering the ship.
Yep.
Because if it's two people, like...
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have, like, a visionary person, and you have to have an integrator. And sometimes one person is both. I'm more of the visionary, but I have integrator in me as well. And my partner is an integrator. Okay. So he has less of the vision, so when we do something new, it's usually me, like, promoting it.
Okay.
And sometimes you got to fight with each other about it, because you got to pull someone along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does that work? Like, you guys are together all the time, so,
Yeah.
like, you're driving home, and then you're just, like... You guys don't have, like, that awkward time where you guys are mad at each other out of work?
You don't get mad. You can't get mad. I mean,
Okay.
you get mad, but, you don't stay mad.
Okay.
And like, we don't have a problem with that. We're pretty much together 24/7. This is the only time I'm not together with him.
Sorry, Chad.
Sorry, Chad. Yeah.
Nah, okay. I'm just wondering, asking for a friend. But, just how that all kind of goes.
Or also, like, kind of just splitting, like, work-life balance. Because I know that's, like, especially when you start out, there's very little balance you have. It's just you're trying to get, like, your baby off the floor, off the ground and running. So it's a lot harder. But then as you, like, grow more, you have more employees, you have more time. Is it still kind of the same thing, or is it, do you think, easier to kind of, like, split up that work side and then that just your home life?
So, first of all, there is no, like, stopping. When you own a business, it's 24/7. It is your life. But, like, for me, I like it that way. But for Chad, he doesn't like it that way. So I had to learn how to accommodate what he likes. And we take time off. When we want to take off, we take off. We can do things remotely. We can do it from a computer, an iPad, even from a cell phone. If a customer needs a change or he needs to do a programming switch, yeah, he does it from his cell phone a lot of the times. So, work-life balance, I think I have it. I have a plan, though. I have, like, a 5-year plan, and now I think I'm on year 3. And, an exit strategy of employees taking over the company, or my son taking it over, or a bigger company coming in and taking it, something, or me keeping a portion of it. There's a lot of ideas I have in my head, but I see, I don't have to work 24/7 for the rest of my life, although I like doing it. I like doing this. The only challenge right now is my mom's getting older, so you're not there yet. Your mom's still a young lady.
Yeah. Well, we have my grandma.
Your
Like,
grandma.
my mom cares for my grandma, and we help her a lot with that, too.
So you know them.
Yeah.
Yep. So mom's been recently falling, and that poses a problem, I watched her fall. I have a video of her falling last week on my cell phone from the Ring camera. So having someone at home, this morning before I came here, it was good that it was 10 because I cooked breakfast for her first.
Okay.
So she's not using the stove. But that's probably my biggest work-life challenge right now, is maybe finding someone to come in there and be with her.
And then you got kids, you got grandkids and stuff too, right? So how's that? Because I see it with my parents, and they're just like, they get away with so much stuff. Like, I wouldn't get away with all that. Like, so are you kind of like, they know they go with grandma, they're gonna, be able to get away with this and with,
No, they don't get away with it.
No, they don't get away with it?
No, I
Okay.
have 2 granddaughters that live with me, 14 and 13, or 15 and 13 now.
Okay.
One just got her permit, but so it's my mom's generation, she's with me, then it's me, my daughter, and 2 granddaughters. So we have 4 generations in our house right now. And the girls, they can be challenging, so if you have a girl, when she turns like 12 or 13, that's the challenging.
That's the time?
Yep.
Okay. we still got away, so I don't want to have to think about that yet.
Yeah.
But
Maybe that's why they get away with everything with the grandparents, because they're not at that age yet.
Yep.
They're still younger, so it's
Yep.
they're still pretty much babies.
I guess when they were really little, they got away with stuff with me, but.
Yeah,
you know.
my daughter, she'll come home with like stuff in her pockets and stuff, like
All kinds of candy.
all kinds of candy and stuff. Like,
Yep.
we don't have candy here.
Yep.
So that's the thing with that. What else? I just forgot what I was gonna.
Well, when you've, because I know like now you got like titles like in the business, like CEO, CFO and stuff. Was it always like that, or was it like as you start hiring more employees, start getting more people into your business, you kind of had to implement those to kind of keep the water clear with everybody and kind of like follow a chain of command? Or
So we never really had titles. Even if I'm the president of the company, CEO, we never put that on our cards or anything, because when you're a small company, customers think you have a lot more wiggle room and you can discount things, and if they're talking to the owner, they can discount it. Now I discount it for people anyway if I can. But yeah, it's not really a good thing it's not a big deal for me to have a title.
Because I was gonna ask you, like, because your company's doing pretty well off, but then you said like you cooked this morning and stuff, so it's like, I think people, they're just like, oh, he's doing this, he's the CEO, like he probably has like a maid at home, a cook, that they do all their stuff, and most times it's not really like that.
Nope.
So it's like a false reality that people think that they're like, oh, he has his own business, he must have everything,
Yep. And I have everything that I need. So.
and that's a good point that you said, like people start seeing the titles and they're like, oh, are they too big? Are they not gonna be able to like actually service like
Yep.
everything that I need? So then they'll probably be like a little taken aback or just a little bit more shy to like work with you, because I do imagine some businesses do want to work with like the big Verizon or CenturyLink or whatever, and then some people would prefer to just work with someone just that's not as big, because then they get more one-on-one service.
That's pretty much what they get with us. They get one-on-one service. So I can sell things like CenturyLink and Comcast and Verizon. I can sell RingCentral. I can sell all of my competitors' products through a master agency. But we have a couple of products of our own in-house, like the Wild IX system and FlexPhone. And what that just means is that if I have a solution for a customer that is Verizon is now your service provider. When you need help, you call them and they provide the service for you. And some people want that, and if they have to have that, I'll give it to them. But if you are looking for more customized programming, then that's where I give you my 2 products. And I'm able to program everything from beginning to end. So it's, I don't have to wait on somebody else to do it for me.
When did you like roll those out, and like where you're like, we should start rolling out our own products? How like far in were you, like when you guys decided to go that route?
That was in the beginning.
Right at the beginning?
Right at the beginning, yeah.
Okay.
I had a Panasonic rep that told me, you need to go and see these people. And it's called white labeling. So there's a bigger company. It's not stored, like the servers are not stored in my office or in just one place. It's a bigger company that we white label, and we named it FlexPhone Liberty, right?
Okay.
So with that, you just start off with it. Some people in my industry will just be a broker, So then they'll take you to the Verizons or the Comcast or the CenturyLinks. And that's all they do, but we'll provide either one.
Is that pretty common for like people, businesses with like in the industry that you guys do, that people would do that, like white label their own product? Or are they usually more like brokers, like how you're saying?
They're usually more brokers, unless
Okay.
they're a bigger company. Just because you have to do things like you have to be prepared for the tax implications. The telecom has a ton of taxes, and if you're not prepared for that, that could make it so you don't survive. Yep, I have an agent right now who, he used to be direct with the manufacturer, but he's too small, and so he's going to come underneath me, and I'll be his manufacturer per se.
Okay.
And he won't have to deal with the taxes because he's just not ready for that.
Okay.
Before we
How it works.
But before like we started like the podcast or whatever, we were talking about like how you guys actually offer like personalized like really personalized service. Like you'll like go in there, actually look at what like how the business is like kind of like running, what do they actually need and stuff. So like what else like kind of sets you guys apart from these other like just people in the industry and like these other like giants, I guess you can say.
Yep, so the giants will ship you the phones. You'll have to plug them in yourself and make sure that they work. They haven't done an assessment of what cabling is in the walls. You know, you need to have the right proper cabling to get a phone system to work on the cloud or with VoIP. So we'll look at the internet speeds, make sure of what the latency is, and we'll look at the cabling in your office. We'll look at the culture of your business, what your plans are for the future, how you want to grow, or even if you're downsizing. It's good for people who are downsizing too. Then we customize the routing of your phone calls for you. So you might be a small company, for instance, and you need, you have 5 people who do the same thing. So, or one person that does 5 different things, and the press options in the phone will make you look a little bit bigger. So like for accounting, press 1. For sales, press 2, and they all go to the same place. So
Okay.
it helps you to look a little bit bigger, and we do that customized routing for you.
No, that's. I was just thinking of. I think it was like a video, like a funny video. They're like how business owners start. You know, they're like, oh, okay, let me connect you to my accounting department.
Yep.
And he just puts it on hold, and he answers, oh, hello. And he just. But yeah, okay, that's
Yep.
cool. Talk to me a little about the like copper lines, because
Yep.
that's a big thing now, right now.
Yep, so analog lines run off of copper, and so does DSL, which is an internet product, right? And that's from CenturyLink. And CenturyLink doesn't do that very well anymore because it's expensive to keep that system running. If you drive around town and you see those green boxes on the side of the road and somebody's run them over and they've got wires all sticking out of them, some people have plastic that's covering it so that it doesn't get wet on the wires and your phones go down in your area. So those aren't being taken care of. It's too expensive to take care of that anymore. So the FCC just recently this year in August said you're decommissioning all the copper lines. So if you want copper line, you can still get it. But there's companies like Fusion. So if you have Fusion, call me because you need me. But Fusion, they are sending my customers out notices that they have to get their phone lines off of their service and to an alternate product. And they're giving them a timeline.
So what's going to happen, I guess, with all the lines there? Do they have to transition, or are those companies, trying to offer an alternative, I guess, or what
Yep.
are they doing?
They'll try to offer an alternative, but I don't think they're prepared for it because the notices that are being sent out are just notices. It's not like a human touch. So that's why I get those customers because they say, oh, I got to find something else, and then they start looking, and hopefully they come my way, but not all of them do.
Has it kind of been like trending this way, or has it just like I don't know, where it's kind of like, okay, we're gonna decommission these and then go to something new, or did the people kind of already have an idea, so they kind of could have been preparing?
It's been like 8 years that I know of that the FCC's been saying they're going to decommission these lines. So just this year, I got the written notice saying it. So I don't know how prepared you could have been, because it's like, wait and see, you know.
Just wait till they actually have to do something
Yep.
about it, then they'll go. So, and is that happening more just like, is it like in the cities in like all Colorado, or like where is it?
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Other states have gone through this before we are going through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, because I just put myself in that perspective. Like, if it was me, like, and I had like was doing stuff like with the copper lines, I would have like already started kind of implementing another alternative in case they do like push it through. Then I already got something for my customers to kind of jump on, instead
Yeah.
of, oh, sorry, I don't know what to do.
Well, people wait because they're afraid to move their lines. You know, they're afraid that they're going to lose their lines. They don't understand the whole technology. And VoIP, it's not always been a good thing. You know, back in the day, you got choppiness, and if you don't have the right partner today that looks at the internet and the cabling, you could have choppiness.
So like everything you pretty much offer is like based off of the internet then?
We do have one product that is premise-based, so you can have your lines in the cloud, and you can have the hard system in your phone closet. So, you know, we have a variety of things, a hybrid.
Oh,
What's better, to have it like in a cloud, or like have it in a closet?
Well, if I have a school, so it's different for each one. If I'm putting it in a school, I'm going to have something in the closet, and they're
Okay.
going to be in the cloud. So they're going to have the hybrid. If it's a smaller company, like, say, my Comfort Dentals, that's one of my bigger customers, they just have it all in the cloud.
Okay.
So do you guys do like anything like with security? Like
We don't do security, but we will do cameras. So that's kind of security.
So is that something new you guys are gonna start rolling out with the camera stuff?
It's not anything new. We've been doing it for a long time, for
Okay.
17 years, but it's not my main focus. My main focus is that cabling, the internet, and the phones.
So for all that, do you have to like partner with someone else to like kind of like there's kind of security, I guess, or is there like really no issue with like any security?
So security can mean a couple different things. So security on the phone system itself, like so no one gets into your network, is one thing, and then security would be like security cameras or card access. So if we're talking about a phone system security, we have one of the only products that is secure by design. It's WildIX, and it's GDPR certified, and that just means that it has the highest level of keeping the bad guys out from your network. That's what that means. And then, so we have that product. And then security, as far as like a camera system or a key fob, we'll partner with people for that as well.
Do you see like a lot of people like who look for that stuff as well, or do they just care about like their phone systems?
It's two different animals. So sometimes if a customer needs cameras and they only want to deal with me, they only want one vendor, then I'll do it for them.
Yeah, I guess it's a lot easier just to deal with one vendor
one
instead of just
vendor.
going one person for this, one person for this,
Yeah.
one person. It's a lot easier just to kind of bundle it up for people,
Yeah.
and then you could also just give them a better price for
Yeah.
everything too.
And we have security. You know, it's only as good as what that camera is going to see. So if you don't want to spend money, then it may not be even worth it, because, you know, you're not going to see what you need to see. People are going to cover their face. If somebody wants to get in, they will get in, right? The cameras, security, I think, are to keep good people good, is what I think.
They're to keep good people good?
Good, yes. Keep the good people good, yeah.
Are you saying like if they see a sign of cameras or the cameras, then
Defer them from
doing
taking
some-
that step, yeah.
Okay.
But then like the bad people were
They're going to do it no matter what.
whether there's cameras or not, they're gonna go in there.
Yep, we had an RV storage company customer that they had cameras all over the place, and the guy that took their trailer, he took a trailer off their lot. He had the visor down, his face covered, and his plate covered. He just went in there, broke through the fence, hooked up to the thing, and drove off. Right?
Wow.
You can show the cops that all you want, and they're, you know, it's harder to find that.
Yeah, that Homeboy's done that more than one time. That was not his first time, I'm sure.
That was not his first time.
Yeah, he was prepared.
Yeah. So that's why it's not going to defer the bad people.
Okay.
They're just going to get in there.
So like with the Wild IX, right? You said. So do you find people trying to go for more like security, like more safe stuff after they've had like problems in the past, or is it they just want the safe stuff like to begin with right away?
Well, I think that they have to have an incident happen to really realize,
What they need.
or close by somebody that they know to have it happen
Okay.
before they realize it. But some people come to us after it's happened, and then they need a solution. We had a dentist office recently in Lakewood that they got hacked into. Their network got all of their data stolen and locked down, and they were being ransomwared. So the doc, he was paying them slowly. They were never going to give him his stuff back. So we just advised him, let's just start over and let's get more secure. So we partnered with a networking company that helped him do that. We put in a secure phone system, and hopefully that never happens to him again.
Dang,
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say there's a school district in Fort Morgan who kind of got hacked.
It was the high school, right?
I think
Or was it the whole district?
I don't know if it was just the high school or if it was the whole district, but
They got
Yeah.
hacked, and people were like really scared because I guess I don't know how the systems work, but I guess it was like their whole system was what they used to be able to lock and unlock the doors,
Mm-hmm.
So if it's hacked, I guess everybody was like scared, because
they didn't have school for like a couple of days, right? Just
I think so.
to keep
Wow.
kind of everything like safe,
Yeah.
So hopefully they got it resolved, or I don't know, because that's pretty scary if you actually think about it.
Yep. Those hackers don't care who it is. They'll attack a nonprofit. One of our nonprofits was attacked. They'll attack a small dentist firm or a big conglomerate company like Target, right? Or school district. They don't care. And if you have like information, like the school has information about people's social security numbers and such, like you got to be secure.
All that stuff, yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how much you know about her, like with Chad. I've sat down with Chad, talked to him, and this stuff is crazy. He was telling me like usually you think it's the like bigger companies that have money that are gonna get hacked, but I guess he's just like, think of it like an email. They get an email and they just send it out to everybody. It's like a virus to be able to get. And if there's a little crack in something, it's just gonna send it to just say 100 people. They send it in probably thousands batches. But he's like, if one of them goes, they'll be like, all right, cool, we got into 10. Now let's go after those 10.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it works. That's why they don't care if it's small or big. They just go after it and see what they can get out of it.
Well, if you think about it too, they'll probably even target just like the smaller companies because they know like the bigger guys probably got pretty secure systems or whatever. So like they do got like bigger just things to hack into. But then like the smaller guys have less security probably, so it's probably a lot easier for them to get into.
Yep. And you think because you're small, nobody's looking at you, so you're safe, but everyone can be a victim of it.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it's crazy.
like I guess that's more like on the IT and security stuff. But like when I was in school, I worked for the media department, but we were like paired like right in front of the IT department, and just like seeing like everything they got like they got going on, just like for the schools. I mean, it's a lot. They got like 2-3 rooms with a whole bunch of like servers that they're always like servicing and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Pretty intense.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I would be able to handle any of that stuff.
Yep. That's in a different field than I'm in, but I know about it because we have to make sure that our pieces of the puzzle are secure so that we're not the leak into your network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the channel, because I saw that you were the 2021 Woman of the Channel. So, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you. So that's just somebody that nominates you that thinks that you're exceptional in the space that I'm in telecom, and then you get to be Channel Woman of the Year. That's about it.
And what's the channel? Is it like just focused on your industry?
It focuses on our industry, so it could be like for cabling or it could be for telecom, and that one happened to be for telecom. Yeah.
What does it consist of? Like, do they just give you an award and like that's it pretty much, or is there like kind of like a club kind of thing for that, or how does it?
They interview you, and then you get an award.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have several awards. I've been like Ambassador of the Year, Woman of the Year nominated for Metro Chamber, things
Okay.
like that.
So you got your Hall of Fame at
Yeah,
home or in your office.
I'm infamous.
Has it been difficult, kind of like in your industry, just because you're a woman?
In the beginning, it was. Yeah, women are starting to be up and coming in our industry, so I think we have a voice. I think CenturyLink's little logo at the bottom of their emails now is Empower Women. So I'm like, empower me, answer my calls, and get my customers taken care of.
There you go.
That's what they should do.
Yes.
So when did you kind of feel the transition of like, I guess women having more of a voice in your industry?
Probably in the last 2 or 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember one time when I was on a sales call back in the day, and the owner of the company, it was a locksmith company, and I won't say the name to protect the guilty, but the sons brought me in to talk to them about a phone system, and the dad was just like, he was not giving me the respect, and he was just making jokes and stuff, and so I left out of there going, gosh, that just did not feel good. And then later he called me back and apologized and said, come on in here and tell me about your phone system. My sons say I need to listen to you.
Yeah. Okay.
So, things like that. Just,
Yeah. No, that's great. I mean, at least he called you back.
Yes.
But, yeah, I think it's a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
especially.
yeah.
But why do you think it's just been like recently that's kind of been changing?
I think it's because I haven't paid attention to it. I've just been me, and I want to help people. So if you want my help, I'm there for you. So I kind of just don't really pay attention to that. But it's been like everywhere in the media lately about women, empowering women to be in different fields. So I think that's just why it's come to light for me. It's probably been there for a long time. I just choose to focus on the good things.
Yeah, because I've like also just like recently like kind of noticed it, or not. I don't know if I've just noticed it, or if it's been just more mainstreamed. I guess that's like the hot thing to kind of support and just jump on right now. Just the women empowerment and all that stuff.
I think we're all disadvantaged, and you just got to crawl through that sand and make it what you want it to be.
How do you feel about like a lot of stuff now like out that you have to have like diversity of employees or diversity in this because you have to give everybody an equal opportunity or stuff? How do you feel about that stuff?
Like I said, everyone is disadvantaged. We all are born, to this world, and we have to make what we can out of it. So.
Yeah, because I just think that there's people like you have to have like say a black person or a Hispanic person, but it's like this Hispanic person's not cutting it.
Yeah.
Like I gotta fire him, but you have to have somebody who's like that doesn't make sense. Like for me, I don't agree with that at all. I think it's
Yeah. I don't agree with it either. It's what your skill set is, and it's not just color anymore that you have to worry about.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot.
Yeah,
way more
I was
things.
kind of just curious because you're like have employees now and you're like hiring people. So is there any like rules, regulations you have to follow, or is it just whoever I think is the best I'm gonna hire?
Pretty much we just whoever's the best we hire, and it's been the people that we have now have all been like referral based. So I haven't had that, but I have had people hired on through ads.
Okay.
And none of those people are here.
Yeah, it's just interesting that how you say like we're all disadvantaged because we have this conversation with our other brother all the time. That's like he likes to just say it's like, oh yeah, like we're disadvantaged, like how do people expect us to get ahead in the world and stuff just because like we're Hispanic and all that stuff.
Yep.
But then we're just like, okay, so
Yep.
so it's like, are you gonna sit around and cry all day, or are you actually just gonna get up and do something about it?
That's right.
Instead of always just thinking to yourself like I'm the victim, like I need help. No, like I'm gonna help myself and not have that victim mentality.
Yep, I call it Goya. Get off your ass.
Yeah. Now when you just sit
like
around
it.
and when you just I'm gonna write it down actually. But yeah, I think when you just sit around, complain, and act like the victim, nobody wants to help you.
Yeah.
But when people see that you're actually trying to do something, and they at least want to help you, or
Yeah.
at least listen to you or something,
Yeah.
And then with the whole diversity thing, so it's funny because I'll talk to people over the phone, and I can talk to people like perfect English. I guess not perfect. I'm not as fluent in English or Spanish either, but I'll talk to them over the phone, and they won't even know what I look like. And then I'll show up, and then they're just like, "Oh."
Mm-hmm.
So it's like what you
Yeah.
were saying with the people, you talk, and then I'll talk to them in Spanish and stuff, and then just because I talk to them in Spanish, they think I don't know English or something. So it's like, and it's just weird because once they actually see you, it's how they perceive you,
Yeah.
But if it's just over the phone, they don't even know what it is, what you look like.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah, COVID made
Different.
us be, over the phone a lot, like not in person. And I'm better in person. I like to be in person with someone rather than just over the phone.
How did COVID affect you guys?
I think it spurred us a little bit because people needed to work from home. So we were mobilizing offices,
Oh, okay.
getting them set up with video conferencing. Yeah, so.
So it's not bad for everybody because a lot of
Yeah.
people they got laid off, whatever they had to,
Yeah.
because they couldn't be in person to work, and
Yeah.
then obviously some people benefit because that's when more people are looking for their service.
That's right, yep. Because
So-
we're a dial tone provider, we provide the phone lines. We were essential, so we had to keep working.
Yeah, with something like that, like it's I don't know if you guys really follow it. So it's like the Zoom, like the stock, how it just skyrocketed because everybody had to go
Mhm.
like that, and then people are like in person now, so it just crashed again. I
Yeah.
guess it's better than what it was at the beginning, but it just died, just went straight down.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, how many years were you doing your business until you felt like you were actually like making some real money?
So,
Like you had a kind of lifestyle change where you can just go eat and you don't have to worry about like how much it is or shopping or whatever.
I don't think that I really ever worried about that.
Okay.
So I don't know about that shift, but the shift that I do know about is when we can work remotely. We're working from vacation. We have a home in Outer Banks, so we can work from the Outer Banks if we want to. There's nothing that replaces you being in person, but yeah, I don't
Okay.
think I really ever had that shift. Thank God.
Okay, I'm just saying because it's the difference when you're just like, because I see you went on a trip not too long ago, but it's like that thing where you're just like, people are always like, oh, I guess I gotta save like X dollars, so I can save up to this trip, and it's different where you're just like, I want to go here. Here's the money. I think
You
that's.
just make it happen.
Yeah, you just make it happen. The other one's just like, I'm going to save all year. Hopefully we can make it. And now you get to a certain spot where you're just like, I'm going here. And I don't have to be like, oh, let me see what day the flights are $10 cheaper this day. So I'm going to go. Now you're just like, I want to go this day to this day. And that.
Oh, I still look at them flights.
Yeah?
I use
Okay.
points. So if you, I know Southwest is a bad word right now, but like Southwest, I have a Southwest card, and so I haven't paid for plane travel in years. My husband, he flies, what do you call it? Not standby, as your companion. He flies
Okay.
as my companion, and I use my points for me. So we haven't. We in fact paid for all our kids to go somewhere one time with just our points.
Wow,
That's
Yeah.
great.
that's how you got to do it. That's
Yeah.
the way to do it.
Yep.
So where can people find you if they want to learn more about you or learn more about your business, and then maybe even go in and
Get in
actually
contact
get
with
in
you guys.
contact with
Yeah.
you guys?
They can call us at 720-399-0233 or email me, cyna@libertybts.com, and our website is libertybts.com.
Cool.
We provide a free evaluation, so there's no charge, no obligation.
That's good.
great.
Yeah, we'll
That's
put all the links kind of down below in the description.
Great.
But yeah, thank you so much for
Yeah, this
taking
was
time out of
fun.
your day to come
Yeah.
out
Good.
here.
Get the people to know more about you, but us too. All the questions
Yeah.
are pretty much asking for a friend. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was just fun just talking to you guys.
Yeah,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Sweet. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one. And thank you once again, Cyna, for taking time out of your busy day to come out here. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click subscribe. Leave us a comment, leave us a review. Give it a thumbs up if you like today's guest. And remember that an act of rebellion is to question.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated.